Hello students, welcome to my English Academy, and today in this video we are going to study The Cookie Lady, second chapter of ISC class 12, written by Philip K. Dick. Now quickly let us come to character introduction. Bubble Sir, the protagonist of the story, is a young boy who loves cookies and visits Mrs. Drew. He is a very innocent boy. He does not know that the lady he visits regularly has some sinister motives. He is a very innocent boy whose only intention is to get the cookies. Then Mrs. Drew, the second important character, she is not the protagonist, we can call her antagonist. She is an old woman who drains Bubber's youth. She has some parasitic nature who feeds herself on the energy of others. Then May and Rav Sir, they are Bubber's parents. Then Ernie Mill, Bubber's friend, she has a very minor role, just appear in the beginning of the story. Now the key points. The Cookie Lady by Philip K. Dick is a chilling short story that blends domestic realism with psychological horror. So the story is a little horror story, a kind of gothic story that talks about domestic realism, that shows the reality of the world, harsh reality of the world, that as appearances can be deceptive, not everyone can be trusted, that the good parenting is how important. See, the story was first published in the year 1953 and it explores the themes of exploitation, obsession with youth, loss of innocence, and the deceptive nature of appearance. This is very important to keep in mind. These are the important themes that you will explore throughout the story. The theme of exploitation is, you will see how the innocent boy is being exploited by the old lady who has some sinister motives. Also, the lady has obsession with youth. She is very old lady and that nobody visits her, so somewhere she feels that the world means nothing to the old people, and therefore she wants to regain her youth by sapping energy of others, especially the young children who are the most vulnerable. Loss of innocence. Somewhere the boy had almost lost his innocence, completely became a victim of the lady's parasitic nature. Deceptive nature of appearances. Yes, the story also explored the theme of appearances can be deceptive. We cannot trust anyone blindly until we know the true intentions of others. So what is the key takeaway? Is almost the story is a cautionary parable. It's a kind of warning for the readers. It gives us a warning. It makes us very much cautious that we should not be blindly trusting anyone, and also tells us that unchecked desires and a blind trust in appearances can lead to irreversible destruction. If we are blindly relying on others, and we have some desires and we don't know which way we are going to satiate, which way we are going to satisfy our desires, then it can bring some destruction for us. Now let us start line by line explanation of this story, The Cookie Lady, and I will try to make it very simple. So let's begin. See, the story begins with Bubber going to meet Mrs. Drew, and meanwhile his friend Ernie Mill asks him something, and the story starts from here. Where are you going, Bubber? Ernie Mill shouted from across the street, fixing papers for his route. Now Ernie Mill, who wanted to know where Bubber was going, and she was also fixing papers in his route, means she was trying to disturb him, not to let him go to that place he wanted to reach. No place, Bubber Sir said. Bubber did not tell where he was going. You going to see your lady friend, because Bubber used to go there every day. So Ernie understood that he is going to meet the same old lady, and she calls the old lady Bubber's lady friend, and laughed and went on laughing. What do you go visit that old lady for? Now she asked, why do you go to that old lady? What is the reason of your visit? Let us in on it. Let us discuss this topic. Why do you go? Bubber went on. Bubber ignored her questions and moved on his way. He turned the corner and went down M Street. Now, after turning the corner, he came to the M Street where the lady's house was situated. Already he could see the house. Now from that street, as he entered there, he could see the house at the end of the street, which was situated at the end of the street. This is the location. The house is situated at the end of M Street. Set back a little on the lot. That means it was positioned slightly behind the boundary line. The front of the house was overgrown with weeds. See, the front area was overgrown with weeds. That was suggestive that nobody used to visit that place. It was almost a deserted area. Old dry winds that rustled and chattered in the wind. So there were old and very dry weeds that were making a rustling and chattering sound in the wind. When the wind blew, the weeds were making a rustling sound. That means almost very dry, and that they were this was the sound made by the dry leaves. The house itself was a little grey box. Now let's see how the house looked like. It was almost like a little grey box, shabby and unpainted. A very bad conditioned house, and also not painted for so many years. The porch steps sagging. Even the steps at the porch were bent down, almost broken and very weak. There was an old weather-beaten rocking chair on the porch with a torn piece of cloth hanging over it. Even there was one rocking chair that was also kept in the porch, weather-beaten. It was very damaged conditioned. It was in a very bad condition, means maybe damaged by sun or by some agents of weather. On the porch with a torn piece of cloth hanging over it, and in this rocking chair there was also a torn piece of cloth that was hanging. Babbar went up the walk. Babbar went on going. As he started up the rickety steps, he took a deep breath. So as soon as he reached the rickety steps, the steps of the porch were almost very much broken and weak. So when he reached there, he took a deep breath. Oh, something is fascinating there. That's why he took a deep breath. He could smell it, and he got the smell of something. What is the smell? We'll get to know. The wonderful warm smell. This smell was wonderful and very warm, as if something some warm and very fresh smell was coming. And to smell that warm smell almost brought water in his mouth. His mouth began to water, started drooling. His heart thudding with anticipation. His heart was almost beating very fast with anticipation, with a hope that he will at least very sure to get the thing that he is anticipating, likely to get something he is waiting for. Babbar turned the handle of the bell. Now he rang the bell. The bell grated rustily. See, the bell made a very harsh sound, grated rustily, as if it was almost rusty, and then it made a very harsh sound on the other side of the door. When he rang the bell, it made a very harsh sound. There was silence for a time. For a while, nobody answered from inside. Then the sounds of someone stirring, and after a while, someone's moving sound was heard. Mrs. Drew. Who is this? Mrs. Drew. Now comes the entry of our antagonist, Mrs. Drew, who has her sinister motives, but the boy is quite innocent, doesn't know. Opened the door. She was old, very old, little dried up. These are the characteristics, the physical appearance. The lady was very old and almost dried up, like the weeds that grow along the front of the house. So her dryness, her old age is almost compared to the weed that is grown in front of the house. She smiled down at Babbar, and to see Babbar, she started smiling, holding the door wide for him to come in, as if she was welcoming him. So she was still holding the door wide open. "You are just in time," she said. "Come on inside, Bernard. You are just in time." Now, Bernard is also Babbar's real name, and Babbar is his affectionate name that is used by his parents. Now the lady invited him very graciously, and she said that you have come at the exact time. You have come at the very right time. They are just now ready. Something that he is being anticipating, something that he is waiting for. And the lady said that the thing that you are waiting for is almost ready. That means the lady is tempting him even more. went to the kitchen and looked in. Now, he did not care for any formalities. That shows that he was very, this was his very casual way of behaving with the lady. Directly he went to the kitchen door and looked in. What did he see? He could see them. Now he could see for which he had come. Again, so this is a very mysterious kind of presentation of the story, that the narrator does not want us to know what he has actually come for. Resting on a big blue plate, something that he had come for was almost resting, was kept in a big blue plate on top of the stove. That was kept in the stove. Yes, cookies. A plate of warm, fresh cookies. So what he was craving for, what he was anticipating, and what was the lady offering? The cookies. The boy had actually came for a plate of warm, freshly baked cookies right out of the oven. And these cookies have just now come out of the oven. Cookies with nuts and raisins. No, these cookies were not the plain ones. They were almost garnished with nuts and raisins. How do they look? Mrs. Drew asked. She rustled past him into the kitchen. Now she rustled past, moved very quickly, making a crackling sound. She passed by the boy and asked, how do they look? Because she has garnished them with nuts and raisins, asked the boy. And maybe some cold milk too. You like cold milk with them? And now she asked that you will also be given cold milk. That means she served the boy not just cookies but also cold milk. And because she knew that the boy likes cold milk, she got the milk pitcher from the window box on the back. And from the back of the porch, she brought the pitcher of milk and then brought it for the boy. Then she poured a glass of milk for him and set some of the cookies on a small plate. After that, she took out a glass of milk for the boy and also some of the cookies on a small serving plate. Let's go into the living room. From the kitchen, she asked the boy to come to living room where he could eat the cookies. She said. Babbar nodded. Babbar also agreed. Mrs. Drew carried the milk and cookies in and set them on the arm of the couch. Now, where did the lady place these cookies and milk? She put them on the arm of the couch. This is important to know that where she is putting, where she makes the boy to sit. Then she sat down in her own chair. After that, after serving the cookies and milk to the boy, she sat down in her chair while Babbar was sitting on the couch, watching Babbar plop himself down by the plate and begin to help himself. Now, what did she notice? She started looking intently at the boy, how he was plopping himself, means he had suddenly moved down and he had started eating the cookies. Begin to help himself, started enjoying those cookies. Babbar ate greedily. The boy seemed to be very greedy and had a very strong desire to get these cookies. So he started eating them very greedily, as usual. Means it was his usual way of eating. Intent on the cookies. Look, the boy is only and only interested and eager to get cookies. He has no other intention. He has no other interest in the lady or the things around. So his whole focus was laid on the cookies. This shows that he has his desires very unchecked. He does not know where he is sitting. Silent except for chewing sound, and the boy was not making any sound. There was complete silence except for the chewing sound that was made by the boy. Mrs. Drew waited patiently until the boy had finished. Now Mrs. Drew was still looking at the boy very patiently until the boy had finished all the cookies and his already ample sight bulged that much more, because the boy was already chubby boy, and after eating more cookies he increased his fullness. So already ample sight bulged that much more, means he was already a chubby boy, a very full body boy, and when he ate more cookies it started bulging more, means he looked more strong and flabby. When Babbar was done with the plate, he glanced towards the kitchen again. Now see, the boy, once he was finished with those cookies given to him, he started looking for the more cookies kept in the kitchen. at the rest of the cookies on the stove. He knew that the rest of the cookies are also made for him, therefore he started waiting for those cookies. Wouldn't you like to wait until later for the rest? Now, Mrs. Drew asked him that if he would like to wait until the cookies are baked or are still kept on the stove until they are completely baked. All right, Babar agreed. How were they? Fine. This is the very brief conversation that is going on between them. Babar is not interested even to talk to the lady. That's good. She leaned back in her chair. Well, what did you do in school today? Now the lady wanted to talk to the boy and expressed her concern and interest in the boy, as if she is very much interested to know whereabouts and to know what he does in the school. So she asked, what did you do in the school today? How did it go? How was your school today? All right, the boy answered, it was all good. The little old lady watched the boy look restlessly around the room. Now you see, the old lady was watching the boy look restlessly around the room. The boy was still looking around the room restlessly. Means he was still feeling uneasy. Bernard, she said, presently, won't you stay and talk to me for a while? Because the boy seemed to have no interest in staying that place until he gets cookies. So when she saw the boy was almost restless or maybe he leave the home, so she asked the boy to stay here for a little while, a little more, and asked, won't you stay and talk to me for a while? Would he stay there and talk to her? He had some books on his lap, some school books. The boy was also carrying some books because he was returning from his school and also carrying some school books. And since they had no topic to discuss, so the lady asked him, why don't you read to me from your books? It's better that you do some reading for me from your books that you are holding in your hand. You know, I don't see too well anymore. It's a comfort to me to be read to. And then the lady gave excuse that she herself is not able to read because she is not able to see well. Her eyesight is very weak. Therefore, it would be a comfort for her if somebody else reads the book to her. Can I have rest of the cookies after? The boy is solely into the cookies. His whole intention is to get the cookies. So instead of showing any interest in reading, he asked that after reading, will he get the remaining cookies? Of course, the lady agreed. Babar moved over towards her to the end of the couch. Now the boy came close or to the end of the couch where the lady was sitting. He came very close by. He opened his books, World Geography, Principles of Arithmetic, Hoyt Speller. 3 books he took out from his lap. He was carrying geography book, arithmetic and some novel. Which do you want? She hesitated. The geography. Now he asked which book she would like to be read to. And hesitatingly, as it also appears that the lady is also not much interested in listening to such things, so randomly she said geography book. Babar opened the big blue book at random. Peru. Now he started reading and took the chapter Peru that was mentioned in the geography book. Peru is bounded on the north by Ecuador and Colombia, on the south by Chile, on the east by Brazil and Bolivia. Peru is divided into 3 main sections. These are first and so on. He went on reading. These are the content. This is the content that was mentioned in the book and he was reading. It has nothing to do with the actual story. This is just a reading that he was doing. But while the boy was reading these things, the little old lady watched him read. Look at what lady is doing. She was intently looking at the boy, his fat cheeks wobbling as he read. While the boy was reading, the lady noticed that her fat cheeks were almost wobbling, moving from side to side. Holding his finger next to the line, while he was holding his finger onto the line, she was silent. She did not make any sound, she did not make any word, but she was watching him, studying the boy intently, as if she was putting her entire concentration on the boy while he was reading. drinking in each frown of concentration. And while intently looking at the boy, what she was doing, she seemed to be feeding on his energy, or she seemed to be feeding on the boy's vulnerability. You can write it here. Drinking in each frown of concentration seemed to be feeding on the boy's energy. So from here we get to know that she had some predatory or selfish admiration of others' energy. She had some, parasitic nature. Every motion of his arms and hands, and she was intently looking at every motion and movement of the boy, the wobbling of the cheek and the movement of the arms and hands. She relaxed. After intently looking and feeding on the boy's energy, she felt relaxed, letting herself sink back in her chair, and finally she completely sank in her chair in which she was sitting. He was very close to her because the boy was sitting almost very close to the old lady. Only a little way off, just a little distance was there in between them. There was only the table and lamp between them. So what was the distance? There was only a table and a lamp between the two persons. How nice it was to have him come in. Now the lady is thinking that it is always very good and a pleasant feeling to have him come to her home. He had been coming for over a month. The boy had been coming to the old lady for almost over a month. Now, ever since the day she had been sitting on her porch and seen him go by and thought to call him, pointing to the cookies by her rocker. Now you see how the boy started coming to her house. It was the day when one day she was sitting on her porch and she saw the boy going by and she thought of calling him. So the old lady could not grab any attention from this young boy, a little boy. So somewhere she thought of tempting him, and then she showed some freshly baked cookies to the boy from her rocker, pointing that she could give him these cookies. Why she had done it? Now the question is, why did she do it? Why did she tempt the boy? She did not know. Perhaps she also does not know. She had been alone so long that she found herself saying strange things and doing strange things. The reason may be that she was living all alone and that she had no one to talk to, and that's why she used to do strange things and she was used to say strange things. Her behavior was very strange. Since she was very old lady, nobody used to visit, and that too living all alone. So all of these things made her almost strange in character, and maybe it is because of that strange character that she had tried to tempt the boy. She saw so few people. Only when she went down to the store, so she could not get chance to meet many people. Only she would see few people whenever she would go to the store to buy some groceries or other things, or the mailman came with her pension check. She would be able to see the mailman, the postman who would come and bring her pension check, or the garbage man, or the man who would collect the garbage from her house. So these were the very little few people who would with whom she would meet. That means there was no one else. Everyone has almost deserted her. The boy's voice droned on. She was comfortable, peaceful, and relaxed. While the boy was reading, almost his voice began to drone. His voice became very dull. He could not, speak or read with the same energy as he was in the beginning. So it was almost very dull and monotonous tone. She was comfortable, but the lady who had fed herself with the boy's energy, she felt very much comfortable, peaceful, and almost relaxed. The little old lady closed her eyes and folded her hands in her lap. Now, feeling almost very much peaceful and relaxed, the lady closed her eyes and started enjoying the pleasure she had got. And as she sat, dozing and listening, something began to happen. While she sat down on her chair, almost sank in her chair, started dozing, feeling almost sleepy, and listening. Also, she was listening to the boys reading. Something began to happen. She started feeling a strange kind of experience. She started experiencing something very strange, or some kind of change she has started noticing in her own body. What is that strange thing? We will discuss in another video, because the video is getting very long, almost 25 minutes long. So we will meet in the next video to uncover more details of the story. So let us continue the journey together and see you in the next part. Till then, take care and goodbye.